right, y'all, here we go. Dr. Umar doesn't hold back addressing Kevin Hart roast and calls out comedians' disrespectful jokes. I think I might have seen a clip about this. I don't really know if I'm gonna watch this all the way through. I might not, because I do want to get into that Mike Beasley reaction. But for everybody on YouTube, make sure that you guys, if you want to see my reactions live, make sure you guys are tuned into my Twitch channel. Link is in the description. JPX on Twitch, as well as if you want to know every time I go live, I post it every time on my Instagram story at JPX_. Link is in my bio. With that being said, let's get it.
How you feel about this Kevin Hart roast? I know it's been getting a whole lot of backlash right now for some of the jokes that was told on there. You seen it?
Art, on Mother's Day, Netflix had a Netflix is a Joke festival, whatever that is. And part of that Netflix is a Joke festival, they had the roast of Kevin Hart. I didn't know what this was. I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't intend to watch it. And then all of a sudden, the day after Mother's Day, my phone started blowing up. My Instagram inbox blowing up. My WhatsApp, my email, you name it, is blowing up. My Patreon is blowing up. I see a clip of a white comedian making a joke of George Floyd's death. It wasn't fun. It wasn't comedy. It was racist. But I thought that was the only joke of the Kevin Hart roast that people had a problem with. So I said, I'm going to need to address this, but I can wait. And then my phone continued to blow up. And I had brothers and sisters saying, Doc, this wasn't the only joke. It was dozens of disrespectful, insulting comedic material during that Kevin Hart roast. So I decided to watch it, Art. I spent 3 hours. It was about 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Damn, nigga,
I watched the whole thing
2
from
hours?
start to finish.
3 hours long? Shit.
I want to first read some of these jokes for your audience who did not see this.
I ain't watch it.
It starts off with Shane Gillis. He's the host. I never heard of the devil.
The devil is crazy.
He starts out by saying, I want to thank Netflix for choosing me to co-host this celebration of Black excellence. And when I heard that, I said, okay, that's an underhanded jab at Black excellence. He's basically trying to say, ain't nothing excellent about y'all. Y'all just a bunch of dumb niggas. That's what he was trying to say. But I said, okay.
That's a stretch. Listen, brother, that's a stretch. Just because the nigga said he's happy to represent Black excellence doesn't mean that he has an underlying intention behind that statement. That's not always what that means, motherfucker. Damn. That's not always what that means. Now, can that mean that? Of course, that can mean that. Have I seen it? No. But let's just not jump to that conclusion, because that may not be the case. We don't want to just jump to that and that not be it. Let's just take a step and take a little bit of a chill pill to calm the fuck down a little bit.
Let me be patient, because remember, Art, this is a 3-hour program. Then Usher comes out. Shout out to my brother Usher. He performed. He threw some jokes at Kev Hart. It was nice and clean. Shout out to Usher. I had no problem with my brother Usher. Then Tom Brady comes out because Kevin Hart, I believe, hosted Tom Brady's roast back in 2024. Tom Brady wasn't as bad as the others. He says things like, unlike your real dad, I actually showed up.
Oh, shit.
He looks out at the...
Oh, shit. Yo, I didn't know Brady had it in him. All right, now.
Proud, Tom Brady says, who are all these people? I thought Spirit Airlines shut down.
Oh, shit.
In other words, you're a bunch of broke Black niggas. How did y'all afford to attend this show? Mind you, Art, is mostly white people out there. So this lynching took place in front of a predominantly white audience.
All right. Those are fucking regular ass, a little racist jokes, bro. Okay, those I'm not gonna lie. Though I don't think those are like really harmful for real. Like I don't think the nigga has malicious intent behind it. I don't think that's anything too crazy. I think those are just regular ass, possibly racist jokes that probably everybody tells. Everybody says little racist jokes like that. Like that's not. I don't think that's like crazy. You feel me? Like I don't think that's over the top. Now, I did hear about this George Floyd shit. I haven't heard exactly what Brody said. I don't know what Buddy said. But I did hear that somebody made a joke about George Floyd. Now, granted, talking about somebody's death and making a joke out of that and talking about fucking Spirit Airlines in the what's it called? And the stereotype of black people not having dads. Come on, bro. I don't think that's that absurd. It's just a joke, bro. You gotta remember this is a comedic environment. That's very mild. You know what I'm saying? That's very mild. Now, yes, some people may take it the wrong way, but that's mild shit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that's like absurd.
I want to shout out my sister Regina King, Art. Excuse me, Regina Hall, not Regina King, Regina Hall, because I didn't see her laugh or barely laugh at any of the jokes. She was up there on the podium sitting down. She did not find it funny. Thank you to Sister Regina Hall for maintaining your integrity, as much of it as you could, during this public lynching of black people described as a comedy show. Shout out to Regina Hall. Art, they were cursing through the whole thing. Vulgarity, profanity. It was nothing but degeneracy. But let me continue. Shane Gillis makes this joke, Art. He says, Cheryl's husband unalived himself. Obviously, black does crack because he jumped off a effing roof. Did you hear what I just said?
All right, that's nuts. Yo, that's nuts. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Whoa, nigga, nah. All right, I ain't even gonna lie to you, brother. Can't even lie. Brady's jokes, okay. That nigga, you talking about somebody killing themselves, brother? That's very extensive. Now, me personally, for a lot of people, I have no sympathy for a motherfucker who takes their life. I think that is extremely cowardly of you. I don't care how the rest of you feel. I think that is very low down of you. Borderline almost. I'm not even gonna say selfish, but I think that is very. I just don't hold any sympathy for people who do that, bro. I'm not gonna front. I just don't. Depending on the circumstance. But if you do it just because life is hard, I hold no sympathy for you, Gangnam. I really don't. I do not. Especially if you got kids, family, whatever the case is, people who really love you in this life, bro. Like, we ain't gonna get too deep into that. Whatever. Bottom line is, that joke is absurd. I ain't gonna front. That joke is absurd. You talking about somebody killing themselves? You talking about the dead, bro? Come on, bro. Let's chill. Let's relax now.
Let's say it again.
You went too far.
Shane Gillis said Cheryl's husband unalived himself. Obviously, black does crack if it's married to Cheryl and jumps off an effing roof.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I do my research, Art, and guess what I find out? Her husband took his own life by jumping to his death, bro.
Yeah, that's nuts. I can't support that one, brother. Can't even lie. I can't support it. I can't even justify that. See, Tom Brady's was one thing. I feel like that it was almost justifiable. Some calm little jokes, it's cool. But that though, you talking about people killing themselves, bro? Like that's too far, gang. Like that's way out there. Not gonna lie, like that should have got crickets. Not gonna front. That should have got crickets. Cause brother, you took that too far, bro. That can't that
They made a joke about her husband's suicide, Art. And check this out. It wasn't one joke about her husband's suicide. They repeatedly, throughout the whole show, made jokes about Cheryl Underwood's husband's suicide to millions of people watching this Netflix special all over the world. Let's continue.
That's crazy.
They call Pete Davidson a wigger, W-I-G-G-E-R. You know what a wigger is?
No.
A white person who loves niggas. Then he said, the Golden State Warriors logo is a bridge. Don't show that to Cheryl's husband. You see that, Art? Her husband is deceased. He took his own life. They repeatedly made jokes about this woman's deceased husband. Don't show her husband the Golden State Warriors logo on their jersey because he might want to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, can't lie to you. If that's me, right? If that's my wife, I'm rolling in my fucking grave. If she ain't say nothing, like hold up on that. Like when the first motherfucker said that. If she ain't stand up like, whoa, y'all got too much dip on your fucking chin, brother. Everybody calm down. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. You talk about my dead husband? You talking about my deceased boo? No, not gonna lie. Can't throw the whole show in the trash. I'm causing all type of hell. Like, I'm expecting my woman to cause all type of hell. Nigga, you need to back me. What? You better hold the name down. You better show these motherfuckers. You better show them something. Show my name got some weight around these parts. What's wrong with you? You what? If she didn't come to defend her husband, I don't care about no comedian. I don't care about no. Oh, this is supposed to be funny, bro. There is something called going too far. There is 110% something called going too far, and that's too far. Talking about the dead, making fun of the dead, and especially in this sense, and his wife right there. Yeah, nah. She should have called. What? If my wife did not cause hell, I'm rolling in my grave. I'm telling you right now.
Let's continue, Art. Then Shane says, racist devil, Shane Gillis, he says, I called Cheryl last night and asked her if it was okay to say some of these jokes. I want to say this to my sister, Cheryl Underwood, Art.
Yeah, please address that, please.
I love her. I respect her. Great comedian. I love you, Sister Cheryl. But don't you ever again in your life give permission for white people to disrespect you, disrespect your deceased husband, or disrespect us. Because one thing we got to understand, Art, when they make these jokes about these comedians, they're not just attacking them. They're attacking all of us because they're digging up these old racialized jokes from the slave plantation and they're trying to make them popular again.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, hold on. Let's get this off my chest first. First and foremost, so hold on. Hold the fuck on. Hold everything up. Hold it all up. You gonna sit here and tell me a motherfucker call you. Ring, 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 ring. Yo, what's the word? Yo, I got a couple of these jokes talking about your deceased husband. You think I could say these? Yeah, I ain't tripping. Go ahead. What? He'll be all right. He ain't here no more. Are you out your goddamn mind, woman? Are you out your fucking mind? A motherfucker, somebody called your phone and asked you to make jokes, to embarrass and make fun of your deceased husband in the way he went out and left this world. And you said it was cool? Oh my God. You said it was cool? Brother, Not gonna lie. Like, you need to go on with that. Like, I don't even know how, like, and if they got kids, they kids gotta see that. Family gotta see that. Like, nigga, you are on Netflix. Who the fuck don't have Netflix? Like, people around y'all, friends, family, whatever, co-workers, people who knew Buddy. You just letting these people up here and just disrespect, embarrass, make that nigga look insane? Granted, again, I do not have any sympathy for somebody who harmed themselves to get him to where he at, but I'm not gonna front though. I'm not gonna front. You out your rabbit ass mind if you thought it was cool for somebody to come up on stage in front of millions of people and tell jokes about your deceased husband. You got the whole world fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie. You got everything twisted. Everything. Ain't no way in the world you could tell me that was supposed to be cool. No way in the world. What? Hold on. Who is this person? Who is this? No. What's her name? Go back. What's her name?
I know exactly what this is, Art.
Go back.
It's old them. These jokes or disrespect life. Comedian. Cheryl Underwood, Art.
Cheryl Underwood. Oh yeah. Shorty, you fucking lost it. Her? This woman right here. You sat up there. You sat up there and allowed these people, or whoever this person was who told these jokes, to make fun of your deceased husband. You got some nerve. You got some nerve, man. That is cool. Wow. You supposed to be his keeper. Not gonna lie. You supposed to be his keeper. You supposed to make sure people are speaking his name respectfully. Trying to keep his memory in a positive way alive, as positive as possible. Because of the way that he went out, it's very hard to do that. But you need to keep it as positive and as respectful as possible. And you sat there. You sat there and allowed them to do that? Is that them right here? Is that him? Yo, you supposed to be this man keeper. I don't know if this is her husband or not. I'm not sure, but you greasy as fuck, shorty. Not even gonna lie to you.
I love her. I respect her. Disrespect you. I think we gotta understand, Art, when they make these jokes about these comedians, they're not just attacking them. They're attacking all of us because they're digging up these old racialized jokes from the slave plantation and they're trying to make them popular again. I know exactly what this is, Art. Just like they trying to put us back in Jim Crow with the vote, they trying to put us back in Jim Crow with the comedy. They're trying to get our black comedians to give them a license to publicly insult, belittle, disparage, and disrespect black people. And I want Netflix to know we not having it. We not having this. We are not going to stand by and let white folks manipulate our comedians into making an ass out of themselves on TV for money so they can make it look like black people don't mind being treated like porch monkeys. Black people don't being mind treated like animals. See, they shouldn't have the right to vote anyway. See, they should all be locked up anyway, because who would sit up there and laugh at themselves being humiliated by racist white people? Let me continue, Art. Another joke. Kevin, it must suck being at 5'1", but at least being that short allows them to tell you apart from all the other blacks. In other words, Art, we all look alike.
Yeah, okay.
Then Shane,
That's mild. That's mild. That's mild. I'm not gonna lie. That's a little mild, but a little fucked up, but it's a little mild. Okay.
said, they told me to be racist. He said this. They told me to be racist. He said it on the mic. And listen to this joke from Shane Neanderthal Gillis. He said, Kevin's ancestors came to America on a slave ship and a bottle. Kevin's ancestors came to America in a slave ship and a bottle, Art. Obviously talking about him being small, but you making fun of our enslavement, the greatest crime in human history, even validated as such by the United Nations last month. Are you kidding? You're gonna make fun about the enslavement of my ancestors and you're gonna pass it off as comedy. Art, this was not comedy.
All right. Okay. All right. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was a little funny. That was a little funny, bro. Like, okay, I'm not going front. That was a little funny. I mean, I get what he's saying. I understand what he's saying. Everybody got a little bit of racism in it, but like, you feel me? I 100% understand what he's saying. I get the intention of the joke. It's still fucked up. We understand it's still fucked up. He's making fun of slavery and all of that stuff. Yes, yes, 100%. I'm with you on that. We same page, brother. We on the same page. But for a joke, holding it to a joke standard, if I'm just looking at it as a joke, that shit is funny. If I'm just looking at it as a joke, it's funny. But in the grand scheme of things, in the overall view, yeah, that's fucked up, brother. You are making fun of slaves and how we was brought over here and transported here against our will and the way we was treated on it. Okay. That 100% agree with. That should not be tolerated. That should not be played with. That should not be joked about. I'm with you.
This was a public execution of the honor, self-respect, and integrity of Black America, and we not going for it. Let me continue. Listen to this one, Art. Kevin's father was a California raisin, but he wasn't raising anybody. His dad was addicted to crack.
Damn.
And he abandoned him. But I guess that's better than being there for the filming of Jumanji 3. I'm telling you, Art, if I didn't see it myself, if I didn't see this myself, you couldn't have told me that these were the jokes that came out of white people's mouths on international television.
Fair.
While we were sitting right in front of their face. Mm-hmm. Let's continue.
If you're thinking about selling your house, but the whole process feels like a nightmare, listen to this.
Hold on, let's listen to that one more time. I think that one went over my head a little bit. Let's listen to that one more time. I think that might have went over my head.
Filming of Jumanji isn't anybody. His dad was addicted to crack.
Damn.
And he abandoned him. But I guess that's better than being there for the filming of Jumanji 3.
What was wrong with Jumanji 3?
I'm telling you, Art, if I didn't see it myself,
okay,
if I didn't see this myself, you couldn't have told me that these were the jokes that came out of white people's mouths on international television while we were sitting right in front of their face. Let's continue. Here's another one. Now, Shane Gillis didn't say all these jokes, Art. Some of the other white comedians said them too when they got up to the podium. But most of them came from Shane's Neanderthal Gillis. Dude, listen to this one. Kevin did well in Saudi Arabia because they thought he was the monkey from Aladdin.
How was that funny?
It ain't funny, Art. It ain't funny. This was not comedy, bro. This was a get back for Drewski portraying Erica Kirk. But I don't have a problem with what Drewski did, Art, because he wasn't vulgar. He didn't call that woman a bitch. He didn't mention Charlie Kirk's name. He didn't
Hold on,
call
hold
them
on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
because they
Hold on, run
listen
that
to
back.
this.
Run that back one
But
more
most
time.
of them came from
Run that-
Shane's
run that back.
Neanderthal Gillis.
Run that shit by me one more again.
Listen to this one. Kevin did well in Saudi Arabia because they thought he was the monkey from Aladdin.
How is that funny?
It ain't funny, Art.
We can't go for that one. We can't go for that. Like, that's like borderline Chud the Builder type activity, gang. You feel what I'm saying? And we know about that nigga. I think the only reason that dude was still walking around here able to do all that shit is because his ass was recording motherfuckers. But it's very easy. Somebody better come up behind that nigga. I'm talking about from down here, nigga. Heave, nigga. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I be supporting violence at some point. Like, sometimes violence is needed. And I'm not gonna front. Violence was needed with that nigga. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. But like that joke right there, I can't lie. That was almost, that's like that level, nigga. The monkey from Aladdin, brother. And nobody's saying nothing. And I guarantee you, this nigga Kevin Hart is sitting there laughing. I guarantee you, there's multiple people in that motherfucker laughing. Hella niggas in there laughing. Majority of them was probably in there laughing. Brother, man, I'm not gonna front. We like. Umar might have a point, bro. We can't tolerate that. That's crazy. Like I said, bro, like, there is a limit. There is a fucking limit. I've only heard maybe 3 jokes that, okay, wasn't too absurd. It's reasonable. The other ones, y'all are going too far, bro. That monkey shit is crazy. That's not even a joke. That ain't even funny. If it was funny, all right. But nigga, that shit wasn't even funny. Can't fuck with that, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. And who is this nigga again? What is his name? I only remember the Neanderthal part. What's this dude's name?
Here's another one. Now, Shane Gillis did.
Shane Gillis. Who's this? Who is Shane Gillis? Shane Gillis. So let me get this straight. Let me just get this straight. Y'all let this motherfucker come up on stage and embarrass us like this? I can say us. I'm a part of this culture. Motherfucker, my mother is black. Matter of fact, my parents is black. Fuck just my mother. My parents are black. This is my fucking culture. This is my heritage these niggas is talking about right here. You let this nigga come up on stage and make a mockery of us? By his lonesome? Come on, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, enough is enough. Like, Tom Brady's joke was cool. Somebody else said a little calm, little joke. Okay, but it seems like this nigga was in there violating. Like, Buddy was in there just forcing it, letting it go. Like, he had these stowed away in the back pocket for mad long, ready to let these fly. Nah. Y'all got the game fucked up, brother. I'm not even gonna lie. Y'all got the game all the way twisted. All the way twisted. No way. Hell no.
Didn't say all these jokes, Art. Some of the other white comedians said them too when they got up to the podium. But most of them came from Shane's Neanderthal Gillis. Listen to this one. Kevin did well in Saudi Arabia because they thought he was the monkey from Aladdin.
How is that funny?
It ain't funny, Art. It ain't funny. This was not comedy, bro. This was a get back for Drewski portraying Erica Kirk. But I don't have a problem with what Drewski did, Art, because he wasn't vulgar. He didn't call that woman a bitch. He didn't mention Charlie Kirk's name. All he did was imitate her behaviors, Art, for 3 minutes. That's all Drewski did. But white people are so narcissistic, so paranoid, so psychologically entitled that they don't even think a black comedian has a right to do a skit of a black woman, of a white woman in whiteface when this white woman clearly supports the anti-black agenda of this government. You damn right Drewski had a right to do what he did. I'm glad Drewski did what he did. But guess what, Art? These jokes that they did at this Kevin Hart roast, it makes Drewski's Erica Kurt skit look like a picnic, Art. You cannot compare that Drewski skit of Erica Kurt to what they did to Cheryl Underwood. In fact, Art, this should not have been called a roast of Kevin Hart. You know what they should have called it? The roast of Cheryl Underwood. This was the roast of Cheryl Underwood. They lured our sister there. They sat her up front, Art. They racially targeted her, and they unloaded on that beautiful, dark-skinned black woman all night long. This was a get back for Erica Kirk. Let me continue, Art.
I don't like to jump. I don't like to jump to conclusions. I don't like to jump to astronomical theories. We don't know if that's the case. We may never know if that's the case. If that's his theory, okay, but we can't say for sure that that was the case. Now, I will say, these jokes are absurd, unwarranted, and should not be tolerated. 100%. 110%. Will I say that she was specifically targeted? I can't, because the only jokes that I've heard that was towards her so far off of what he is presenting is I had to do with her husband, and that was it. Again, I haven't watched the roast, and I probably will not. I don't even want to see it. I'm cool off that. Yeah, that might be a stretch. I don't know if that has to do with something about Drewski. I know that a lot of people may not have 100% agreed or liked that, but I've seen like pieces of the skit. I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna even have a take on that. I haven't seen it. I don't know what's said. I know nothing about that. But for us to jump to the conclusion of, oh, this is just because Drewski did that, just because Drewski did whiteface, now they're trying to make a mockery of black people as a whole, yada yada yada. I can't say that 100%. Can't say that. I don't know.
Kevin did so well in Saudi Arabia because they thought he was the monkey from Aladdin. Here's another one. Listen to this one, Art. Kevin is so short, they will have to lynch him from a bonsai tree. Kevin is so short, they will have to lynch him from a bonsai tree. I got something I want to say. Somebody said that Pastor Jamal Bryant came out, as he should, shout out to Pastor Jamal Bryant, and he rebuked Netflix for this comedy special. Several black people did, but I want Pastor Jamal Bryant to go one step further. Pastor Bryant, you know what you're going to do, sir? You're going to get with other black ministers around the country, and you guys are going to draft a letter. All of you are going to sign it. That letter is going to go to Netflix, and you're going to tell Netflix, if anything like this ever happens again, there will be a national black boycott of Netflix. And not only are we going to boycott Netflix in America, we're going to ask our continental African brothers and sisters, our Australian African brothers and sisters, our Canadian African brothers and sisters, our European African brothers and sisters, our Caribbean African brothers and sisters, our Central and South American African brothers and sisters to boycott Netflix. If Netflix ever disrespects black people like this again, you will pay with your pocketbook. I need the black pastors to send Netflix a letter, Art. I need the Congressional Black Caucus to send Netflix a letter. I need the Divine Nine, black fraternities and sororities to send Netflix a letter. I need the Urban League, the NAACP, and every grassroots black organization, the Black Masons included. Send Netflix a letter and tell them, if this ever happens again, Netflix will be canceled by the black African race. You are not going to play in our face as you benefit from our pain. You are not going to play in black people's face as you benefit from our pain.
Power to the people. I ain't gonna lie. Shit. He ain't saying nothing wrong. What the fuck? This shouldn't be tolerated. There's no way that Netflix watched this shit and said, yeah, put this out. What the fuck? Like, the fact that these niggas tolerated this, said, yeah, this is cool. Let's put this out. Is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This is just a mockery. Nigga, you talk about lynching, mother? Come on, bro. Like, y'all are just doing too much. Why is this being tolerated? This shouldn't be tolerated, accepted, nothing. Now, I'm not one to jump into the whole racial thing, but when shit like this is going on, I'm not gonna lie, this is ridiculous. This is just a complete mockery of us as a whole. For them to talk this openly, for them to talk this craziness this openly is just absurd. Absolutely absurd. This shouldn't be tolerated. This should not be broadcasted. This should not be publicized. This should not be anything of the sort. And shame on Netflix for even allowing something like this to even come out into the masses. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. These jokes are just crazy.
And then Jeff Ross got up there. I don't know if you're familiar with Jeff Ross, bald-head white dude. I believe he's a cancer survivor. And they made jokes about him about his cancer. But if white people want to make jokes with white people, that's their business. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Fair enough.
All right. Now, he gets up there and guess what he says? He says, hello, Cheryl Underwood. You look like the donkey from Shrek.
Disrespectful, man.
Art, when I tell you, brother.
All right, come on, bro. That first and foremost, we can't say that that's racially motivated. I don't know if I can't say that that's racially motivated. You said you look like the donkey from Shrek. You know how many motherfuckers I've said that to? I've said that to mad people. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that that's racially motivated. That he's just talking shit. At that point, that's comedic. That's completely comedic. That is comedic. What's the word? Comedic culture. That is just comedic culture. That's all that is. I don't think that's anything that has to do with race or nothing like that. So I don't think that's crazy.
They terrorized our sister all night long.
She's a comedian.
They humiliated
Relax.
and shamed
That one's
our
not that
sister
crazy.
all
It's
night
not that
long.
deep.
And not a single black man in there stood up and said anything about it. Let me say this to my brother Draymond Green from Black Michigan. Draymond, I'm a Draymond Green fan. Draymond Green is an alpha male. He's a stand-up black man. And let me say this to you, brother Draymond Green, from me to you, because I know you a stand-up black man. Draymond, don't ever sit there again, my brother. Draymond Green, don't you ever sit there again, my brother, and let a bunch of white men disrespect our black women and do nothing about it. What I would have liked to see Draymond do, Art, but I know it caught him off guard. So this is constructive criticism. I'm not throwing my brother under the bus. I would have wished Draymond would have got on that microphone and said, listen, I am a black man. I'm here to support my brother, Kevin Hart. I do not like the quality of jokes that are being made about black women at this show. This needs to change right now. Or me, Lizzo, Cheryl Underwood, Regina Hall. What's the other comedian, Art, that be with Kevin Hart a lot? What's her name? She played in the Girls Trip movie with Jada Pinkett.
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish was there. Man, she didn't speak, though. She was on the podium, but she never spoke, not that I can remember, and they never made any jokes about her. I don't know why she got a pass. I'm glad she got a pass. But Draymond Green should have said, if this don't stop, Tiffany Haddish, Regina Hall, Cheryl Underwood, Lizzo, and myself, we leaving right now. Or Draymond should have just said, Regina, Lizzo, Tiffany, Cheryl, we out. I'm not going to sit here as no black man and let these white, pale-faced devils disrespect y'all in front of my face. I'm not going to have it. So Draymond, next time, bruh, because I know you are alpha male. Next time, you got to stand up for the race, bruh. Celebrity or not. Because what they trying to do, Art, they trying to get us. They trying to get us to validate their disrespect of our race. They literally playing in our face, Art. They are literally playing in our face. Don't you know Shane Gillis called Lizzo a fat black bitch, Art, on the mic? Yes.
All right, that's fucking insane. Now we know Lizzo is big as hell. We know Lizzo is a big woman. She big. We know that. But for you to sit there on live television and say you a whatever fat, you feel me, is nuts. However he said it, that's crazy. And she just happy, just having a great old time. That's insane work to me, bro. That's ridiculous. Now, about the whole Draymond Green thing. Fair enough. Draymond Green definitely should have stood up. Kevin Hart definitely should have stood up because Kevin Hart was there. Kevin Hart is a man. You know what I'm saying? He is a black man as well. So he can't be exempt of that. I think they definitely should have been like, got on the mic and be like, yo, y'all got to cut this shit out. These racial jokes, like, y'all are going too far. Some of them are cool. Some of y'all motherfuckers is going too, y'all are going too high up. Y'all motherfuckers, there's a threshold, and y'all is going way beyond that. You know what I'm saying? The whole donkey thing, I don't think the donkey thing was that ridiculous. That's just talking shit. That's just jokes. Cool it. The other racial jokes and the jokes about her husband being deceased, taking his own life, all of that, no. Can't abide by that one. Somebody should have definitely stood up and be like, yo, like he said, y'all need to change this right now. This needs to be, I'm addressing this shit right here, right now, and this needs to be changed because how this show is being conducted at this very moment is not going to be tolerated. 100%. Somebody should have said something.
What did he say? Something about her flute. He said, I see you with that flute, you fat. He didn't say black. He said, I see you with that flute, you fat bitch.
That's nuts.
Guess who else he called a bitch?
That's nuts. I'm not even gonna lie. That's nuts. Now, that's not racially motivated, but that is just heavily disrespectful. I don't care if it's a joke. I don't care about none of that. I don't call it. I wouldn't say that in a joking man. Like, I don't think I've ever really said that in a joking man. At least in my adult years of living, I have not said that as a joke to a female. And the fact that she supposedly, I'm assuming she tolerated that is ridiculous. I don't care if afterwards she decided to get on to X and be talking all her shit. No, you should have handled that right then and there. Shorty, you're drunk.
Tiana Taylor. Tiana Taylor came out. She read her little jokes and things with Kev Hart, right? As she turned to exit, because she didn't sit up there. I didn't see her up there. As she turned to exit, because the exit was right behind the stage, Shane Gillis got up there again after calling Lizzo a fat bitch. Guess what he says about Tiana Taylor? At least she's good looking, because that bitch is not funny. Did you hear what I just said, Art? At least she's good looking, because that bitch is, he called 2 black women a bitch and didn't get knocked on his ass. How does a white man call a black woman a bitch? 2 different women on international television, Netflix, and don't get knocked on his ass.
Matter of fact, now that I think about it, we was just watching Cat Williams. My nigga Cat was there. Why the fuck didn't Cat Williams say something? Where the fuck was Cat Williams at? Why didn't he address it? Why he want to come up on stage and talk a whole bunch of shit about Buddy and talk a whole bunch of stuff about Kevin Hart, but he don't want to address all the racist jokes? Okay, the racial jokes. I had to take a breather. Racial jokes that are being told and being said that are going too far on this show. Why didn't he say something? He goes on podcasts and addresses everything else. Illuminati, the dark side of the industry and the plants and all of this. But you don't want to address these racial jokes that's being told on this. We don't want to address that. I don't know, brother. That's a little nuts, Cat. Come on, brody. You supposed to, you know what I'm saying? You in particular, I would have thought should have addressed that.
Let's continue, Art.
This is the perfect pair for your iPhone, and it replaces 3 different chargers. So when I travel, I don't pack extra cables, I don't have to pack extra bricks. This covers my phone, my watch, and anything USB Type-C.
Kevin is so short, they will have to lynch him from a bonsai tree. He did well in Saudi Arabia because they thought he was the monkey from Aladdin. His ancestors came to America on a slave ship in a bottle. I'm about to blow your mind now, Art. Listen to this. Guess who wrote these jokes?
Who wrote them?
A group of 17 white men. Art, a group of 17 white men were hired by Netflix to make a night's worth of racially derogatory, insulting, and humiliating jokes about black people. White men wrote these, Art. Let's continue. Jeff Moss calls Cheryl Underwood the donkey from Shrek, and then he says Cheryl's pronouns are he/haw, not her, with the her and she are, but he/haw, like a donkey. Cheryl's pronouns are he/haw. Let's continue.
Come on, kid. That's a little funny. All right, I ain't gonna lie. That's comedic. That's comedic. That's comedic. I ain't gonna lie. That I could get behind. You feel me? That one's funny. You okay? Disrespect. Okay, the bitch stuff. That's disrespectful. That's crazy. Calling Shorty a donkey, bro. That's just jokes. You feel me? Like, I call my friends crazier things. You feel me? Like, I don't think that's too absurd. Now, depending on the relationship she has with some of these people, the bitch thing might be cool. But I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, that would not be cool. But donkey, bro, that's just funny. I'm not, he, pronouns, he/her, like that. All right, that's a little funny.
Kevin, then he says, Kevin, I know your dad walked out on you, and then I went to one of your movies, and I walked out on you. Here we go. Listen to this joke.
That was a little funny
Lamar
too.
Odom back-to-back NBA champions with Kobe Bryant, Los Angeles Lakers. We know Lamar Odom had an addictions problem that he kicked, right?
No.
Now he doing good for himself. Shout out to Lamar Odom. Listen to this joke, Art. He's not even a part of the program. He's in the audience. And I think it was Jeff Moss. Listen to what he says, Art. I don't want no smoke with The Rock because that's what almost killed Lamar Odom.
Oh, shit.
I don't want no smoke
Yo,
with The Rock
he black.
because that's what almost killed Lamar Odom. I wish Lamar Odom would have walked up there and smacked the SHIT out of Jeff Ross. Let's continue, Art.
Come on, bro. That's Joe.
Let me
You
make-
going too far now. You going too far. The other ones are, yeah, those was wild. The monkey thing, the lynching thing, the deceased husband thing, that type of stuff, those are crazy. That, though, that's just comedy stuff. That's just talking shit. That's funny. You know what I'm saying? That is funny. I can get behind that. That's just funny. You know? He chose to pick up The Rock.
Observation. When they were making jokes about Chelsea Handler caught it too, Art, but not as bad as Lizzo. They kept calling her a whore all night long, talking about how she slept with 50 Cent, even though that's a white woman, Art. Even though that is a white woman, I did not appreciate it for her. I don't date out my race, but guess what? I don't want to see no woman humiliated like that. They humiliated Chelsea Handler, called her a whore all night long, talking about how she be sucking pics, all kind of stuff, Art. But you know why they made her the mule? Why was Chelsea Handler made the mule, Art? Because they had to justify what they were doing to Cheryl Underwood. So Chelsea, you see that, Art? She became the crash dummy, the white crash dummy, to justify their lynching of Cheryl Underwood. But not even Chelsea Handler caught it as bad as Cheryl Underwood. Let's continue, Art. Somebody called her one of the kings of comedy. Cheryl Underwood was called a man, Art, one of the kings of comedy. Listen to this. Then they said she could play Kevin Hart's dad in a biopic. Cheryl Underwood can play Kevin Hart's dad in a biopic. Regina Hall didn't. I love Regina Hall. Not only is she fine, she wasn't laughing. Shout out to Regina Hall. Let's continue, Art. I'm almost done. Lizzo got up there and played. Lizzo looked nice. Shout out to Lizzo, too. Lizzo is a beautiful queen. She looked nice. I thought the sex jokes was excessive. She did tell Pete Davidson she would F him. I didn't appreciate that. Lizzo, don't be playing to no racial stereotypes. They already think black women are Jezebels. Don't be running around telling these white men you will F them. I need you to represent for black women. And this is when Shane did it. Art, he said, nice flute, you fat effing bitch. His exact words are, quote, nice flute, you fat effing bitch. Then Pete Davidson called Cheryl Underwood Babadook. Did you see the Babadook movie, Art? The little all-black little creature? He called Cheryl Underwood the Babadook, and he said the reason she has a Daytime Emmy Award, Art, is because nobody can see her at night. The reason Cheryl Underwood...
Yo, that was frying her. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, it was cooking her. Whoa, bro. But these are like the low tier. You could probably get away with racial jokes in the comedic world. You know what I'm saying? There are some excessive ones that were 100% told. The monkey thing, the lynching thing, the deceased husband. Okay, we gonna continue to go back to those top three. Those should not be played with. Those were excessive, 100%. But that one, I don't think that one is an excessive racial joke. That shit funny as fuck. They cooking her. They are cooking her ass. God damn.
Wood has a Daytime Emmy Award is because no one can see her at night. Listen to this one, Art. Cheryl is as black as the road is black. She looks like somebody made a wish for a puddle of mud to come to life. All night long, Art. This was the roast of Cheryl Underwood.
God damn.
A revenge for Erica Kirk. That's what it should have been called. The racist roast of Cheryl Underwood. Revenge for Erica Kirk. She's as black as the road, and she looks like somebody made a wish for a puddle of mud to come to life. Listen to this one, Art. Cheryl is so black, we had to bring Draymond Green to color balance our cameras.
Oh, shit.
Here's another one. Here's a real bad one, Art. Cheryl, you look like a grape Laffy Taffy that went through the dryer. Listen to this, Art. Your hair, that purple outfit you're wearing, looks just like your Pussy. You didn't hear what I just said, Art. I know they didn't say this. Art, I'm quoting, bro. I'm quoting. Let me say that one more time. Cheryl, you look like a great Laffy Taffy that went through the dryer. Your hair, that purple outfit, you look just like your own Pussy. Art, that's not a joke. That's not a joke. That is racial humiliation. That's not a joke. Let's continue. I'm almost done. Here's another joke. Who they talking about again? Cheryl Underwood, Art. This was not about Kevin Hart. This was an Erica Kirk get back. Listen to this. Her husband committed suicide after 3 years of marriage. I've only been sitting next to her for 2 hours, and I want to ask him, how did he last so long? Her husband.
All right. Brother, you're going too far. Nobody should be making no jokes or nothing about the dead. Let them lie. Let them be gone in peace. Why are we even bringing him up? Leave that man's life, soul, and memory alone. Why is that even being brought up? Like, do they know No Limit? That's crazy. And she just letting it ride. At least at the minimum, stand up for your deceased husband. Like I said before, you supposed to be that man's keeper. And you just letting him tear his whole memory up.
Committed suicide after 3 years. I've been sitting next to her for 2 hours. I want to ask him, how did he last so long? Art, somebody better tell Netflix. Somebody better tell Netflix that if you ever disrespect our women like this again, we are boycotting Netflix. It won't be no more Netflix. It won't be no more Netflix. In fact, Tyler Perry, start your Blackflix. Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, somebody needs to start Blackflix. We need to get away from Netflix anyway. And you know what's funny? I just renewed my subscription to watch this. Let's continue, Art. Almost done. Here we go. George Floyd is looking up at us and laughing so hard that he can't breathe. You making jokes about black people who were murdered by police? That's funny? That's comedy? And let me say this to all the coons, Art, because guess what the coons was saying on my Instagram yesterday? You don't understand risque comedy. Nah, house nigga. I understand risque comedy, but what I'm telling you, I don't care what kind of comedy it is. You're not going to disrespect black people because Art, what they're trying to do is bring back the minstrel show.
Yeah, that was crazy. That wasn't even funny. Y'all know I would have laughed. If it was funny, I would have laughed. I don't give a fuck. Call me what you want. That wasn't even funny. talking about a man who was killed by the police unjustly. Is absurd. And that's not funny. That shouldn't be a joke. That shouldn't there's I don't even understand why we are letting this go on. And this is the problem I see with the world because we have such a hard time even coming together. Like I know plenty of black people are not happy with that show, but I bet you they won't do the damn thing about it. This is the sad part. We don't have unity. We don't have unity, and that is the sad part. Because he's talking about this boycott of Netflix. I guarantee you, even if it does happen again and they put out, we boycott Netflix, yada, 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 motherfuckers still gonna watch Netflix. I bet you, because we don't have unity. As a culture, it seems like that just goes to show that we might not even have enough self-respect to be like, we can't tolerate it. We got to do something. It's ridiculous. George Floyd joke? That one ain't funny.
What was the minstrel show, Art? Back from 1830 to 1930. From the Nat Turner War until the heyday of the Marcus Garvey movement, our greatest black movement of modern history, white people would dress up in blackface, Art, and they would play ridiculous, stereotypical black characters. Zip Coon, the Pickaninny, the Mammy, Uncle Tom, the Laughing Sambo, and they made us look like complete animals and morons. And why did they do it, Art? The minstrel shows, which was the most popular form of entertainment in America at that time, were done to do what? Justify the mistreatment of blacks, justify the lynching of blacks, justify the slavery of blacks. And guess what, Art? They're trying to do it again. They're trying to bring back the minstrel show, with the only difference being now, Art, instead of painting their white faces black, they just gonna laugh in our black faces. Instead of painting their white faces black, they just gonna laugh in our black faces. Listen to this, Art. Cheryl was in the Air Force, but she couldn't fly. And neither could her husband, who jumped to his death. Is that a joke, Art? Cheryl was in the Air Force, but she couldn't fly. And neither could her husband, because he jumped to his death. Listen to this.
Like, why?
Cheryl gets up there, Art. She gets up there, and she tries to defend herself. And she did a good job, but you can't undo this. And what she said, Art, was, I'm glad all you white comics came up here and used all the words that black comics get canceled for saying. She said that. Because, Art, if we would have unloaded on white people like this, you lose your career. Could you imagine if we talked about Jews the way they talked about us that night? They wanted to cancel Dave Chappelle over some transgender jokes. They wanted to cancel Dave Chappelle over some transgender jokes. How is it you want to cancel Dave Chappelle, Art, over some transgender jokes, and you flat out humiliate our black women, our black men, and my whole race in this Netflix roast? It should have been called the Roast of Black America. It should have been called the Netflix Racist Roast of Black America, featuring Cheryl Underwood. Listen to this, Art. Kevin Hart gets up there. He's the last half hour, Art. So this is about almost 3 hours. He's the last half hour. right before he bring out Meek Mill to do his closeout rap. Shout out to Meek. Kevin Hart says, y'all told me y'all want to see a real nigga tonight, so I'ma be a real nigga. Kevin Hart, I love you, bro, but don't you dare use the N-word around these Caucasians, and don't you dare make them think it's okay to use the N-word. We don't do that, bro. We don't do that. And then he says, Shane was one Bud Light away from calling me a nigga. And then Kevin did something I didn't like, Art, and this is my last piece, and I'm just going to close with my assessment of this. Kevin Hart said, I'm not going to let y'all stand up here and disrespect my black queens, my black sisters, or something to that effect, right, Art? So I'm thinking he about to clap back. I'm thinking Kevin Hart about to be an alpha male and say, I didn't appreciate them jokes you made about black women tonight. You went too far, right? Instead, you know what he says? He thanks them for coming out. Regina Hall, Lizzo, Tiffany Haddish, Cheryl Underwood. And guess what he says? None of these women have a man. They a bunch of lonely bitchs. Art, they just sat through a whole night of humiliation from white comics. And here's Kevin Hart, my North Philly brother who I love and respect,
putting the fucking cherry on top. Kevin, what the fuck? What you doing? Nigga, come on, man. I had hope for him. I had hope for him. My nigga, you gonna have the audacity. These motherfuckers came up here and just acted a damn fool. Like they acted a straight fool. And you gonna come up
he
here.
gonna turn around.
You gonna come up here like you about to say turn around and you gonna say the same foolishness that they talking? Ain't no hope for you now, gang. We throwing you to the wolves, brother.
And right when you think he about to defend the honor of black women, Art,
He go completely
he
left.
throws them under the bus too.
Mm-hmm.
And say, ain't none of them got no man. They a bunch of lonely bitchs. Art, what are we doing?
Our democracy
that was
is
crazy.
strongest when voters elect our leaders. For one,
They interviewed Cheryl Underwood afterwards, Art. This is what she said. Cheryl Underwood said, a lot of people feel bad for me because they were talking about my husband who committed suicide. But those jokes were written well, and they made me laugh. Art, they didn't make her laugh, bro. Cheryl Underwood is a beautiful chocolate sister who better be proud of all that melanin she got. And she's trying to survive as a dark-skinned, beautiful black woman in a racist comedy industry, Art. So she had to say that because they would take her career from her. You feel me, Art? If she would have clapped back, she'll never get another comedy show, and Netflix is supposed to give her a comedy show. But what I want to say to Cheryl Underwood, Art, don't you exchange your dignity, your pride, your honor, your integrity, and your self-respect for no Netflix show.
Damn straight.
Cheryl, you
Damn
bigger
straight.
than that.
Damn
and this
straight.
is why, Art, we got to come together and
Damn
pull our
straight.
money together so black women don't have to go around here accepting humiliation like Cheryl Underwood had to do on Mother's Day, Art. They did this to her on Mother's Day. On Mother's Day. Art, I'm going to say this. Draymond Green, Lamar Odom, Regina Hall, Tiffany Haddish, Lizzo, Cheryl Underwood, and every other black person. As a spokesman for the black freedmen of this country, as a spokesman for the black African race, I'm the most popular grassroots spokesman in the world for my people. Y'all get a pass on Mother's Day. I'm giving them a pass, Art, one pass. But I want Kevin Hart, 2-0. And I don't care who in Philadelphia don't like it. I don't care. I'm letting Lizzo know. I'm letting Cheryl Underwood know. I'm letting Draymond Green know. Tiffany Haddish, Regina Hall, although Regina Hall stood her ground. If y'all ever let white people do this to us again, if y'all ever sit at a comedy show and let white people insult and castrate, verbally castrate, and humiliate and shame the black race like y'all did on Mother's Day, we will cancel y'all too. And I'm not playing. Y'all black entertainers better stop playing with the self-respect of black people. You black football players, you black basketball players, you rappers, you goofy ass rappers, you singers, you actors, you dancers, you comedians. I'm telling you now, white folk are going to try to use them, Art. They're going to try to use them to bring back the modern day minstrel show by humiliating us in their faces. And I'm letting the whole black entertainment world know right now, we will march on your ass. We will march on your house. We will boycott your movies. Don't play with me. I'm telling y'all now, I'm talking to every black entertainer in this country. Don't play with me. If you think we're going to sit by and allow you to let white people make a mockery of black people so you can get paid, you got another thing coming. Like I said, Kevin Hart, we all human, bruh. I don't know how you sat through that, but you get a pass. Draymond, I know you a stand-up black man. I don't know how you sat through it, but you get a pass. Lizzo, Tiffany Haddish, Cheryl, Regina, all the other black people who were there that I didn't see, you get a pass. Cat Williams spoke, but he also left. Tiana Teller spoke, but she also left. I don't know if they was in there for the whole thing or not. But if you allow this to happen again, I'm sorry. I love all y'all. We will cancel your asses. Black power.
NBA power to the people. I ain't gonna lie. He got a point. Like, you can't be a part of the black community and not think that he ain't got no point. He got a point. He do got it. Now, was he a little extensive? A little bit, yeah. At some of the points that he had, they were a little dramatic. They were a little extensive. They were a little left, yes. But they did make a mockery of that woman, her husband. They did make a mockery of black history and the black culture. And that should not be tolerated. And 110%, the black people that were there, the people of color that were there, 110% should have stood up, said something, addressed it. You don't never, ever, and I thought this was common sense, but clearly it's not, to trade your integrity for a couple dollars. To trade your integrity for this? Unacceptable. W video, 110%. Gonna like that up.